Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my Unfiltered Real Talk podcast. I'm so happy workday is over. I'm going to be heading to the park right now just to go for a walk and just to renew my mind and my thoughts. And today was a good day. I actually have to say today was a good day, very productive, and I got a lot of work done. So praise God to that. So I want to talk about during my lunch break, I was watching this documentary, and you probably heard this gentleman who did the documentary, Matt Walsh, and he did a documentary on what is a woman. And when I watched it, I was like very, very intrigued by the documentary. He's pretty funny. I really like his sense of humor and down to earth that he is. He's on a Daily Wire. He has his own show. I haven't listened to his show, but I have listened to his talks about like different topics. About gender identity and other politics and among other stuff as well. But this documentary, I found it very, very fascinating and very intrigued, and I'm like, wow, I really liked it. I really did. And he was asking this question to a lot of women. What is a woman? Like, he actually asked that to like women, like, what is a woman? And none of them could have answered the question. None of them. And I was like, it just dawned on me, it's not a hard question to answer. And he asked every type, whether they're male, female, gender or not. It just like none of them couldn't answer. And I'm like, how hard is it to answer what is a woman? And I could answer it just like that. A woman is a identified human being who can give birth, get pregnant, have their period. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't see how hard is it. Like, a woman has a vagina, a woman has a breast, all the female parts that God created. And I just couldn't understand that none of them could have answered that. Like, that was like a trick question to answer. Like, it's like saying, what is a man? A man has a penis. A man has mustache, beard, goatee, no goatee, facial hair, whatever the case is, muscular, not muscular, skinny, thin. I don't think that was so hard to answer, but everyone was just like, couldn't answer the question. I'm like, it's not that hard. So I was just like very, very surprised that no one couldn't answer. But anyway, I absolutely agree with Matt Walsh. The documentary was very spot on and so true. It's like, in my opinion, and I just want to say this up front, and this is not me judging or be like homophobe or anything like that. I love people. It's not my right to judge anyone. I leave that up to God. God is the only one that makes the final judgment towards anyone. However, I am going to speak the truth and voice my opinion. Now, when a woman change their gender, to a man, and then you have to recognize them as a man, they're really a woman. They're not a man. It doesn't matter if they remove their breasts, their vagina, and then they put a penis and they take, puberty blockers. You're still a woman. It doesn't matter amount of surgery you do, amount of hormones you take, blockers, whatever. You're still a woman because you can get pregnant. You get what I'm saying? You can get pregnant. And you can't change your DNA. You can't change your hormones. You know what I mean? Once you were born, that's what you are. You know what I mean? Like, you can't change that. And it doesn't matter amount of surgery you get. You can't change the fact that. And vice versa. If a man transition to a woman and remove his penis and have breasts and a vagina and take hormone pills, that man cannot get pregnant. I don't care if that person identify as a woman, you technically are a man. It doesn't matter if you have a vagina or a breast or it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, DNA don't lie. At the end of the day, chromosome don't lie. You can't get rid of that. It doesn't matter how many amount of surgery you get. And it just, I don't understand why people don't get that. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Everyone has free will, but you can't just have someone accept that you're a woman when technically you're a man, or if you're a man and you try to turn into a woman and you're a woman. Listen, people can live their life the way they want. I don't care. You know, you do what you do, but don't expect me to identify you as this particular person when you're not. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? If you're a woman, trans to a man, you're a woman to me. I'm sorry. Even though you cut all the body parts, you're still a woman. Vice versa. If a man trans into a woman, you are a man, because you cannot get pregnant. And it's just astonished to me that people actually think that men can get pregnant. Like, I know we're living in the last days and the end times, but it's like people are actually really serious. They really think that men can get pregnant. Like, what planet are they from? Like, men cannot get pregnant. Point blank, period. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. There's no scientific proof that men can get pregnant, period. So I don't understand why people think that when a man transitions to a woman that they can get pregnant. It's absolutely ludicrous to me. And it's just ludicrous. So moving forward with the documentary, again, it was very spot on. I just don't understand how they can teach us to young kids. You know what I mean? It's okay, you know, if you feel this way, if you feel like you should be a boy instead of a girl and you're trapped in this body, that it's okay to transition. No, it's not. It's just crazy to me. Like, kids are like so young and so impressionable. Like, why would anyone, the teachers, you know, social media, can like think that it's okay for like 5, 6-year-olds, 8-year-old child to say it's okay to change your sex? Their mind is still developing. They're still sponges. Their body is still developing. You know what I mean? I just don't understand why they promote that. I don't get it. I don't understand why they promote that to little kids. Now, if you're 18, 19 years old, 20, and you want to mutilate your body, do you. I don't care. Do you. Because you're an adult. You consent. Do you. But when it comes to innocent, precious children that don't know no better, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not accept that. I think it's just ridiculous. I don't have children of my own. I have 4 nieces, and I can't even imagine that someone's telling my nieces, oh, you know, if you feel this way, then, you know, you should transition. Absolutely not. No child, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old can make that decision. You know what I mean? And I feel like as parents, they should protect their children and have them stay away from those nonsense. You know what I mean? I told my sister this 2 weekends ago, like, in a way, I'm kind of lucky I'm not a parent, but I want to be a parent. Obviously, I want to become a mom. But if someone ever told my children this is okay, forget it. There would be a lawsuit. I'll be a proud Karen. Oh my gosh, there would be hell to pay, because I would not allow that for a school to teach my children that it's okay to change your sex. It's okay for you to be a cat or a dog. Like, what the hell? It's just ridiculous how this media just portray that it's okay for you to do this, and a child can have consent, and the hell with the parents. Like, no. Like in Canada, you can do that in certain states. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just ridiculous. Like, if you call them the wrong pronouns in Canada, supposedly you go to jail. I'm like, what the hell? Like, you can't, it seemed like in our society, in our world, you can't be honest. You can't tell the truth without someone saying that you're a homophobe, or, you know, you whatever the case is. It's just ridiculous. Like, it's so wrong that you can't speak the truth about anything. It's so wrong. And I just feel like it's not right. It's not right. And I'm glad that Matt Walsh did his documentary. I'm glad that he, traveled like different states and asking different questions, the right questions, especially doctors. And, doctors are getting offended. Doctors are saying this. And when he asked the question about what is a woman, they couldn't answer that. They couldn't answer the question. They got so defensive that they just wanted to stop the interview. And I'm like, he's asking a legitimate question, like, what is a woman? And no one can answer that. Everyone got defensive about it. It's not that hard. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you a bigot. It doesn't make you a homophobe. It doesn't make you anti-trans. It's just, what is a woman? And clearly a woman can get pregnant. A woman that can give birth. A woman that has a vagina, a breast. A woman that has all the parts that God created. It's that simple. It's that simple. And it's and that's a hard question to answer without, offending someone. I don't think so. There was one doctor in the documentary. She was a pediatrician. I don't know her name, so pardon me of that she said when a child is born, they already know what sex they're supposed to be. And I'm saying to myself, is this woman crazy? This woman should not be a pediatrician, one. She should have her license revoked. It's just mind-boggling. She thought in her mind, once a baby is out of the mother's womb, that automatically the infant already know, okay, if I'm a female, then I already know I'm a male. How's that possible? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. No sense. And I have to say, God is not an author of confusion. God does not make mistakes, okay? When a child is born, God already know if it's a male or if it's a female. He's not going to confuse the both. Oh, I'm going to figure it out. You know what? Since you were a female once you was out of your mom's womb, I'm going to make you a male. No, it does not work that way. It doesn't. You're a male or you're a female. God does not make mistakes when it comes to a newborn being born into this world. He does not. It's very clear. It's black and white. It's not like apples and orange. No, it is not. And I can't believe that pediatrician doctor said that. I'm like, her license should be revoked. She's saying the most ridiculous, absurd thing I ever heard in my life. It's just ludicrous, and it's just ridiculous. And I was like, oh my gosh, everyone got so defensive about that question. I'm like, it's not that hard. People shouldn't get offended. And you know why I think people get offended? Because they don't want to answer the truth. That's what it is. They don't want to answer the truth. But it's okay to protest and say this and say that and freedom of speech, which that's fine. And, and advertise, it's okay to change your gender. It's okay to do this. It's okay to take, puberty blockers, and it's reversed, which that's a lie. Doctors tell you that you can reverse it. That's a lie. And I even printed a doctor's, not report, but what she said about puberty blockers. And I wish I can read it too, because I'm driving, unfortunately. That's a lie. And doctors tell these patients that, if you start, then it's okay to restart again, or it's reversible. It's not reversible. It's a lie. They're lying to these young women and men. And it's not right. It's not right, because later on, they're going to have consequences once they realize, oh my gosh, I mutilated my body. I did all this, and I regret it, because they're listening to the doctors. They're listening to social media. They're saying how cool it is, because everyone's is with their feelings. I feel like I should be a woman instead of a man. I feel like I should be a man instead of a woman. These thoughts that's coming in my brain when they're just going by what people are saying on social media, which is a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing. And I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. And I feel sad for these individuals who actually mutilated their body, and then they did this whole transformation, and they realized later on throughout the years they regretted it. They made a mistake because they listened to these doctors. They were fooled by them, and I don't think that was right. I don't think that was right or fair. Anyhow, I'm like, ugh. it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy how this world is. It's just crazy how they're teaching young kids about this and having books too. It's just nuts. It's just crazy. Like I said, I am all about, free will. I'm all about people doing what they want to do. You know what I mean? Live your life. Do whatever you want to do to make you happy. But leave the children alone. Leave them alone and let them explore, being a kid. Let them explore being what they need to be as young kids. Their mind is so young, you know what I mean? They're still developing at that young age. Leave the children alone. If you want to mutilate your body and do whatever, do you, but leave the children alone. And that's what I feel like the whole documentary was about, and among other things too, which I do appreciate. Matt Walsh documentary, I really do, and I'm just like so grateful and thankful that I got to watch it. I was very educated by it, and I hope he does more. I know he did a book, and he got shunned by it. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. But it's okay for other people to do books and teach kids about it's okay to be gay, or it's okay to have change your gender. But then when he does a book, it's not okay. It's just such a stereotype, and it's just not fair. You know what I mean? It's okay to do one, but it's okay for the other person to do one thing, but it's not okay for the other person to do another, it's just ridiculous. It's just not fair. And I feel like more people need to speak the truth about what's going on in this world. People need to speak up and not be afraid of anything. It's like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand why no one doesn't want to speak up and speak the truth. And we need more people like Matt Walsh, Candace Owens, among other people that's, stepping up and telling the truth about, what our society is brainwashing these children, and teachers too. It's okay. You have these teachers who's dressed up as a female, that's a male, wearing skirts and all these inappropriate things. What happened to back in the day when we just teach kids to learn? None of that is happening anymore. None of that. And it's just very disgraceful and distasteful, and it's just sad. And all I can do is just pray. All I can do is just pray for the world, and pray that we can just take this one day at a time. And like I said, I love all people. I have no against gays, lesbians, none of that. I really don't. And it's not my place or my say to judge anyone. However, I'm not going to call you a woman if you're really a man. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. And if you're a man turned into a woman, I'm not going to say that you're a woman. You're not. Period. And that's all I'm going to say about this. And I hope you enjoy my video. I'm sorry that I got a little, heated, but I just feel like when I'm passionate about something, especially when it comes to children and how they're trying to brainwash children, it's like, that's when I have to speak. That's when I have to say, enough is enough. Please, leave the children alone. Like I said, enough is enough. Live your life, do what you want to do whatever, but leave the children alone. Give them a fighting chance to live their normal life and figure it out, instead of them being brainwashed by all this ridiculous things that's going on in social media, the teachers, and everything else. So thank you so much for listening to my Unfiltered Real Talk podcast, and I will talk to you guys soon.